Our team arrives Ogba and Doni to see some level of preparation with evidence in cleared drains and some protection offered from the newly constructed drains. Residents here are not unmindful of persistent warnings by the National Emergency Management Agency for coastal dwellers and inhabitants of lowlands to relocate to safer places following NIMET's warning about more rain in high intensity and short duration in the north and southern parts of the country. Blessing Udo, a farmer, has her reservations in spite of government's promised provision of relief and palliatives. She has harvested her crops a little ahead of time.
I have to rush and remove some of my cassava so that I will not lose the way I lost last year. That I'm prepared, and that's why I'm removing some of my food from the farm.
A traditional ruler at Omoku, the headquarters of Onelga, says clearing gutters and drains is only addressing the symptoms and not the root cause.
Every year they talk of cleaning environment, cleaning gutter. But personally to me, dredging of Orashi River and the suburbs, creeks, is very, very important. The volume of water coming there to the land that has no depth is one of the causes, and we have environmental officers. We have qualified people who know about this thing.
In what appears a preventive measure, the River State government has set up a flood management committee comprising state commissioners and local government chairmen of flood-prone areas. The committee briefs the press on some of its work.
A lot of things have been put in place, to curtail and mitigate the heavy weight of this flooding to our people. The issues of the silting of the gutters in some of our metropolitan towns and cities. We have also canalized the Omoku River and some other creeks. And also the state government, in conjunction with some emergency agencies, NEMA and all that, they're also doing their best, bringing some relief materials. So we also have so many relief materials put in place, awaiting the problem.
Been able to identify the major canals that brings the flooding water from the various communities of our local government areas. And we've also cleared the drainages that links to those canals. We've actually visited and arranged the IDP camps at the various communities. Because here we have we have 52 communities, and we make sure that each of the communities do have an IDP camp.
Professor Sodienye Abere, an environmentalist, recommends some long-term solutions to the persistent flood challenge.
It is for us to take proactive measures. Constantly remove the debris to deepen the channel.
The impact of the 2022 flood, which claimed 662 lives and displaced over 2.4 million people, is still fresh in the minds of residents here who sadly form part of the statistics. Although the federal government, through the National Emergency Management Agency, had sent some relief materials to internally displaced persons camps where they're still putting up, this does little to compensate for their loss.
Our house are spoiled. So that is why we are living here since last year. Assuming we have a place to live, we wouldn't have been here, so we prefer to be settled so that we can have our own home.
NIMET also forecasts that 10 local government areas in River State, including Ogba and Doni, Ahoda East and West, Abua Odua, Opobo Okoro, Akukutoru, Emoha, may likely experience flooding as the Orashi River would overflow its banks once the rain gets heavy. The expectation is that while the government puts some preventive measures in place, the residents will also comply with government's directives in order to ensure that no one is caught napping when the rains start dropping as predicted.